Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy. I upload videos every single Thursday, and if you vibe with my channel, then don't forget to subscribe down below. I had a couple requests a couple videos back to show you how I did the skin for that makeup tutorial, so I thought today I would show you my go-to foundation routine. So anyways, if you would like to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. Let's go! So I think it's important to note that I did put the ABH primer all over my eyes and into my inner corners to cover up my dark circles. And then if you care about what I put over my eyes, just to kind of give it, you know, a little bit of a dazzle, I put the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in How Many Carats all over my lids. I will be using this later in the tutorial for highlight and stuff, so just keep on watching. I think it's also super important to note that I primed before I did my eyebrows and my eyes, just to make sure that my skin is super hydrated, because I have dry patches and I also have a sunburn right here, so I want to make sure that I'm super hydrated so my foundation goes over really nicely. So I use the why do I always pronounce it like this? The Touch in Sol No Problem Priming Water. It's a priming rose water. Yeah, super cool. Keeps you super hydrated and dewy. I still do have a little bit of an oily tackiness to my skin, which is what I want, and I'm going to double layer that with the Touch in Sol No Problem Priming Essence. I really enjoyed this primer as a first step to my makeup routine and my last step of my skincare routine. So another thing to note, and this isn't necessary, but I have noticed a change in how my foundation lays, is I often shave my face just to get rid of the peach fuzz, so my products actually lay down better. I just go to my local Winners, which in America is TJ Maxx, and they often have like a 6-pack for like $5 or something, because you only want to use those types. I'll show you. These are the razors that you'd want to use on your face to shave off any peach fuzz. I do it about once a week just to maintain. You could do it once every 2 or 3 weeks, but I prefer to have a soft and smooth face for my base. And yeah. You don't want to be too rough, but like gently pat it and rub it into your skin until it's mostly absorbed, just like that. So now I'm just taking the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in shade 120. It is a little bit darker for me, but I find that the porcelain shade doesn't cover well in most foundations. So by going a shade a little bit darker, it covers up all my redness. And really when it's blended out, it doesn't really not match too badly, as long as I just bring it down my neck a little bit. Just make sure you get it on your ears. It really helps tie it together. To apply this foundation, I'm just using the original Beauty Blender. I've tried the dupes and I haven't found any that I like how it applies so seamlessly. So I don't usually film my foundation routine, so usually I'm like up in my mirror's grill. God, I'm so sunburnt. I didn't wear sunscreen this weekend because I went to my mom's house and we don't usually sit outside, so I was like, oh, it's fine. Because usually if I know I'm gonna sit out in the sun for a bit, I will put sunscreen on my face and my body and stuff. So anyway, long story short, I didn't wear any sunscreen and we ended up sitting out on the patio for like 3 hours in the sun. So now I'm paying for it. I'm filming this right before work, so I'm really making sure. I don't usually wear foundation every day. So anyways, I'm making sure I'm really bringing it down my neck because I'm probably not going to have enough time to wash this off before work. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm really tan today. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So this is the type of routine that I usually do for my full-on glam looks. So I guess today I'm going to work at my job at Costco, folding clothes in full glam. That's all my job is today, is folding clothes. And I'm going looking like a snack. I have a thing where like I really have to blend, but I also powdered my primer, so it's breaking up where I don't want it to, so that's fun. Don't worry if you get a little bit in your brows, you can always clean it up with your brow pencil or whatever you may use for your brows. I always do my brows first so then they look more clean. And don't worry about getting it in your hairline. If you have makeup wipes or a brow powder or an eyeshadow color that's the same color as your hairline, you can always fill it in. Okay, that's as blended as I'm gonna get. Pretty good blending down my neck too, surprisingly. But do you see how well that covered up all my redness just by going like a shade darker? Life hacks. So next I'm taking whatever I have left of my Maybelline Age. There's really not a lot left. And I'm gonna do that Instagram thing. With this concealer, you really don't have to worry about using too much because it blends out so well. So go to town if you want to. I'm gonna highlight my lip, my chin, center of my face. If I were to use my normal shade foundation, I would not be able to use the lightest concealer to highlight. So that's another hack. I don't know if I'm hitting my microphone, so I'm so sorry. I'm still playing around with it. Oh, I think I was covering it up. I'm going to be looking like this, and all I'm going to be wearing to work is a sweatshirt. It's now or never, it'll last forever. They re-uploaded Glee onto Netflix, and that's all I've been watching for the last month or two. I don't remember. Ever since it came back out, I've been watching it non-stop. And it's gonna really hurt when Corey Monteith passes. I know he's already passed in life technically, but in the show it always gets me real good. I'm gonna hold off on fixing my brows until I powder. So next we're gonna do some light contouring with the ABH Stick Foundation in the shade Fawn. I don't know if this is discontinued or not, and I just discovered it, so I will be very disappointed. So when you're applying it, you want to, if you have a face shape like mine, you want to create a jawbone. So you're gonna curve right there. It's roughly where a jawbone would be. I'm also gonna contour my nose with this. Make it a little bit shorter because I got such a long honker. I'm also gonna contour my jawbone. I'm still figuring this out on how to get rid of my double chin. I have a hereditary double chin. It never goes away, no matter how skinny I get, so we gotta fake it. And I'm just gonna use my beauty sponge to tap it into place. Do you see how natural that looks? It's hardly there, but it's there enough. It's a good, cool contour shade. I really hope they didn't discontinue this, because I know that they're discontinuing the stick foundations, but I don't know about the contour sticks. But oh my god, I will be so devastated because I just discovered this. The longest time I saw Gina Shakita use this, and I was like, oh, that might be too gray for me. I don't need a contour. I don't know how to contour. Now I'm biting myself in the ass for not getting on this train any faster. Generally, you don't want to distort your face any when you're blending out your contour because you want to see the shape of your face. You want to like accentuate certain parts of your face. So you don't want to be like doing weird faces and stuff when you're blending it out, because otherwise that can distort your face even more or do the complete opposite of what you wanted to do. So what I do is I sit my mirror underneath my chin so I can see what I'm doing, because you don't want to have like a stark line there either, so you want to make sure it's blended out, but doing this really does not help blend it. I was watching a video with Tati and J-Lo's makeup artist, and he was talking about contouring, and what he does is he contours before foundation. With this, it's so light that it wouldn't make a difference if I did it before foundation. So anyways, how he said to blend, especially on the jawline, is to blend upwards, kind of up into the face to create that shadow. And I've been doing that and it's been working. So that's my story. You don't want to like with your sponge either. You want to like lightly tap and it will do the work for you. I almost forgot to blend my nose contour out. That would have been bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of the creasing underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to, I wouldn't really call this baking because I don't really bake for too long. It's like maybe half a minute that I put powder onto my under eyes because I don't want it to be too dry, but I do want it to be set. So what I'm gonna do is, this is a Morphe X Jeffree Star little concealer sponge. I use it dry for this. I'm just dipping it into my Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder. And I am putting it where I would crease. This is in the shade Fair, so it's gonna help highlight too. I'm also gonna put it where I would highlight, up there, not all the way. And I'm also going to hide any darkness by putting it into the very inner corner of my eye, because that is another thing that I have. Hereditary dark circles. Not fun. I gotta hurry up here. It's almost time for work. Okay, I'm also gonna slim out my nose a little bit with the edge of the sponge. Just kind of ties everything together. I also get really oily on the sides of my nose throughout the day, so this is going to help with that. Shh. Norvina, she just posted something. It looks important. Looks like I need to open my phone. Don't have time for this. I believe I can fly. This is all I do for baking. In Twitter news, Norvina Volume 1 collection. What? What? Okay, before this stains my face too much, because I find that powder really does that to me. It just really sticks. In the same powder, I'm going to take shade 10, which is Fair Light, dab my brush into that, and go over that bake just to give back a little bit of color, but also help blend it back into my face. I don't rub powder into my face. I dab it over and lightly sweep, but it's not like I'm putting my brush. I used to do that and I would always wonder why my foundation would pick up. So to avoid your foundation from lifting, be very gentle with your brushes. I don't put too much powder on my forehead because that's my dry spot, but I gotta make sure it's set. And for your neck too. Helps blend that foundation right in there. Once we've put a pound of flour on our face, we're going to go in with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And I'm just going to lightly dust over where my contour was, just to kind of deepen it up, but also warm up my face a bit. See the difference? Just a little bit. Just a little. All your powder products that you put over your foundation after you've set it, you want to lightly dab them, because otherwise you run a high risk, a real high risk of lifting your foundation. And ain't nobody got time to fix that. Just saying. Guess I'm going to work with full beat. And going in with my brush that I used for my powder, just to diffuse that, blending my contour out. And to tie everything together, just take a little bit on an angled, fluffy eyeshadow brush, your bronzer. This is how I contour my nose. And I actually create a little shelf right here to kind of create the illusion that I have one of those noses that kind of goes whoop, just a slight whoop, not a big whoop. Just dab over with my powder brush just to diffuse that. Diffuse. Moving and grooving. Next, I'm taking the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Party. Using this big old blush brush, and for my face shape, I bring it up into my temples to bring my face to a V. If I were to just put blush on the apples of my cheeks, it would make my face look rounder, which is the opposite of what I want. And just a little bit on my nose. So because I have to wear this to work, I'm gonna tone down on the highlighter just a little. But I am taking my Pure Cosmetics Bronze and Brighten palette. I don't think this one's available anymore, but the highlighter is in a single pan. So I'm taking the shade Afterglow. Received this palette in a BOXYCHARM box probably about 2 years ago, and I'm finally hitting pan on this highlighter. It's really pretty. It's just like it's a nice glow. I used to take it up here, but I don't really like how that looks anymore. So I keep it on my cheekbone, tip of my nose. I just use the same brush. I do put it in between here to kind of make it look like I have natural dew. If you go a little overboard and don't want the glitter pigment, you can dab it in with your sponge a little bit, but I do love a good glow. So last but not least, I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb highlighter in How Many Carats. I have to be really careful not to overdo it with this because it is so pretty. If I'm just filming, I will layer this up big time, but I think that is what I'm gonna leave it at today. It's a really glittery topper, so it's easy to go overboard with it, but that's good. Okay, take the foundation off my lips. That looks great. Just leave it like that. So I'm going to be setting my face using the Skin & Co. Truffle Therapy Setting Spray. I got this in a BOXYCHARM. I need my fan, my Ipsy Glam bag fan. I basically spray my face until it's soaking wet, and then I fan it in. This helps like sink everything into your skin. I really like this like setting spray because it kind of brings back your dew, but also sets your makeup, and it smells like mint, so it's got a cooling effect. It just smells so good. I love it. Definitely something that you don't want to get into your eyeballs though. And if you see any water splats on your skin, you can dab your sponge over them just to soak everything in. So here's the final look. We're looking dewy, we're looking good. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on my go-to current skin routine. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's very dewy but very set. It's very powdered down, but it's very dewy at the same time. It looked pretty good on camera if I do say so myself. So this would be like a go-to like photo shoot type video. Thank you so much for watching. My Instagram and Twitter will be linked down below if you want to give that a follow. Hit that subscribe button down below if you vibe with me. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Bye!